Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I'm late. I had some terrible technical difficulties. I'm going to blame Mercury being in its shadow. But sorry about that. I hope you weren't waiting or expecting me. But here I am, and we're going to talk about your new moon in Virgo, which is tomorrow in the wee hours. So at 4:17 a.m. East, you'll have your new moon in Virgo. And we're going to talk all about it for your sign. We're going to give you just general readings. But for this Virgo new moon on August 22nd, 7th, tomorrow, all we need, we'll find out, is just a little patience, just a little bit. And to find out where this new moon is going to be in your chart, look to see where 4 degrees of Virgo falls in your astrological chart, like what house that falls in. That's going to tell you where you're going to have a new beginning, a new leaf, and it'd be great. So just check that. And these are going to be general readings that we're going to do for you today for your sign and or rising sign. But if you want to know exactly how this new moon is going to affect you, find where 4 degrees is in Virgo is in your astrological chart. So we'll find out that for this new moon, all we need is just a little patience. Hey, Pam. Hello. Nice to see you. Hey, Sin. Nice to see you. Good morning. So yeah, 4 degrees of Virgo, find out what house that's in your chart, because we might need a little bit of patience for this new moon. There's a few things that are going on, okay? The sun and moon will be squaring Mars. So when we have a square, there's a little bit of tension. It's a 90-degree angle. So Mars is in Gemini at 4 degrees, and Virgo, the Virgo new moon, and the sun, of course, are both at 4 degrees. So they're making a square. So this could make us blow a gasket, quite frankly. So be sure to channel your frustration productively. Hey, Grandma Nay, nice to see you. So also we have Saturn, the planet of discipline, restriction, and responsibility, making an opposition to Venus, the planet of love and money. So there could be a little bit of a delay in terms of love or money. You might have distance between somebody that you love, or the checks in the mail, it hasn't arrived yet. With that Saturn opposing Venus. It is Saturn in Aquarius with Venus in Leo. So I do think that those two energies for an opposition can actually be complementary. So it's a matter of just knowing that there may be restrictions and leverage them to your greatest advantage. Oh, you're an equinox baby. That is pretty awesome. I would have to agree. That is kind of cool. And 11/11, nonetheless. Bonjour, Maggie. I'm so glad you made it. I was late. I had technical difficulties. But yeah, we get that Saturn opposing Venus. Another reason to have just a little patience. And then also, though, we have Mercury in Libra. It's making a nice trine to Mars in Gemini. So Mercury is in Libra at 1 degree. Mars is in Gemini at 4. So there's a harmonious trine going on there. So go where there's an opening. You're probably going to be blocked or stifled in some capacity, to be completely frank. But with Mercury's trine to Mars, there will indeed be an opening. So find that opening where there's ease. Go for it. And let's just talk a little bit about new moons and how you can leverage them to your greatest advantage. So whereas the full moon is a time of culmination and fruition in which we assess progress on our new moon goals and make adjustments if necessary, the new moon is a time to set intentions for the future and to launch new projects. So it's very important too, because the astrological year, like astrologers, we don't believe in the Julian calendar that starts with January. The astrological year starts when we enter Aries, usually March 20th or March 21st. And essentially, this is the last new moon for this year, this astrological year. it takes 6 months to reach culmination. You'll have a new moon in February, of course, and in March. But for this year, this astrological year, you want to plant seeds just to make sure that you're ending this astrological year on a bang. So it's a very important energy, the Virgo new moon. So definitely plant seeds. So yeah, it's a time to set intentions for the future and to launch new projects. Definitely do that. Fast forward ahead to March of 2023 and see where you might want to be. Okay. Additionally, after this new moon, which is at 4:17 East on Saturday a.m., the light starts to build, right? And the moon becomes more visible. And this is called the waxing moon phase. So then you have this waxing moon phase up until September. Let's see, I think it's September 10th where we have our full moon in Pisces. Let's see here. Yep, you got your full moon September 10th. So that is that ends the waxing moon phase, and then we have the full moon, and then we have the waning phase. So between now and September 10th, this is the 2-week period that we can use the waxing moon energy for building. So between now, or tomorrow rather, and September 10th, we're going to work toward a goal or bringing the first phases of a project to fruition. So keep that in mind. So additionally, you have short-term goals you can set as well. So you can set short-term goals between the new and the full moon. So you can set a short-term goal between now and September 10th. Be like, okay, well, by September 10th, I want to achieve that. For longer-term goals, as I mentioned, we'll have 6 months. So because every new moon culminates in a corresponding full moon 6 months later. So long-term intentions set this Virgo new moon should manifest by the Virgo full moon on March 7th, 2023. Yes, so if you do have 7-degree Virgo in your chart, yep, you will. If you have degrees, I would say between 1 and 7, really, in any of the mutable signs, you will be affected most by this new moon that we have today in Virgo. So, but it's fine. You'll work with it. It'll be great. Additionally, new moons occur when the sun and the moon are at the exact same degree in the same zodiac sign. So check to see which astrological house 4 degrees of Virgo falls in your astrology chart. This is going to show you which life area is set for a new beginning this new moon. So, and let's look at your Tarotscopes. So these are general readings for your sign and or rising sign. And again, you want to just check in your chart to see exactly where that 4 degrees of Virgo is. But this should give you a general idea of what's up. You'll work with it. It's all about, when you're dealing with a Pluto transit, it's really all about allowing yourself to actually die and like let go. So just keep that in mind. Ooh, hi Sonia. We start shooting season 7 of Love Undone on the 10th. Lots to prep. Good to know that we have have astrological support. You do. You certainly do. So congratulations about that. Your show's new season. That's going to be awesome. Break up, as they say. So for Aries, this new moon, you're going to have it hitting your 6th house. So your 6th house is your day-to-day lifestyle. It's your health, your work, your wellness. It's your habits. And it's very important, your habits, because you first make your habits and then your habits make you, right? We are what we do day in, day out. So you may want to fast forward to March of 2023 and see where you want to be, right? And then think, well, what habits do I have to cultivate now in order to manifest what I want to manifest come March of 2023? It also is about service, of course, your work, coworkers, and your small pets. So it's a new beginning in all of these areas for you, Aries. So that should be really, really cool. You may hit a little bit of a snag when it comes to communications, because Mars will be in your 3rd house this new moon. So Be patient when it comes to communications. Maybe you're waiting for a call back from a job or in particular. Maybe you have a little bit of frustration when it comes to a sibling. But really, it's about changing your perception. That's how you can leverage this energy. As they say in A Course of Miracles, you always have the power to see differently. So whenever you're not seeing things in a way that feels good, you're not seeing them through the eyes of Source, the eyes of God. So you always have the power to see differently, Aries. So just keep that in mind, and do what you can to have a little bit of patience when it comes to your communications. So let's see, Aries, what you need to know for your new moon in Virgo. I'll do a Tarotscope for you. So what do you need to know, Aries, for your new moon in Virgo? It's hitting your 6th house. What does Aries need to know? New moon in Virgo. What does Aries need to know? The Lovers. How nice. This is actually really cool because it taps upon your 3rd house, right? Because the Lovers in the tarot rules Gemini, right? And Gemini is connected to the 3rd house. Mars is in your 3rd house. So with the Lovers card, the message for you this new moon is really about creating a new air cycle. So an air cycle is like those communications. So how you communicate on a day basis, the writing you do, the speaking you do, the errands that you run, the stuff that you do around your neighborhood, the talks that you have, your correspondences. So you're starting a new air cycle according to your Lovers card. So it's a matter of thinking about what new things you want to think about, how you're thinking in a new way, and also those things that you might incorporate into your life that are easier. Additionally, I think with the 6th house, in light of the Lovers card, there might be some kind of integration you want to include in your day-to-day life. Of course, the Lovers can also have to do with relationships and love. And maybe you need to create a little bit of wiggle room in your schedule so you can have fun with your lover on a day-to-day basis. You know, a lot of people, they want relationships, or they want to intensify their relationships, but there's no room, right? Because their schedule is packed. Well, this 6th house transit for you, Aries, is all about your schedule, right? Your day-to-day processes. So definitely leave room for love and communication and dialogue and debate in your day-to-day. It does look like you're upon a new air cycle, which is pretty awesome, actually. Taurus. So Taurus, this new moon in Virgo is hitting your 5th house. You're very lucky. A 5th house is a wonderful transit. It's really about anything that you really love. It's your creativity, your creations, including your children, if you have any. It's about affection and pleasure, things that you just really enjoy doing. It's like your inner kid, pastimes, flings. What's funny is in astrology, the 5th house actually rules true love, but it's not necessarily partnership. Partnership is the 7th house. So if you're interested in terms of love stuff, this is more for affairs as opposed to like a long-term commitment. So in astrology, you can fall in love with somebody, a 5th house thing, but they might make a lousy partner. In any case, this transit is really cool. It's all about inviting things into your life that you really enjoy. So that should be really cool. You may need to try a little bit of patience when it comes to 2nd house stuff. So this is your house that your sign rules. So it's about possessions and money, material things, earnings, expenditures, self-worth, values, your voice. You got Mars in your 2nd house. So this could burn a hole in your pocket. Maybe have a little bit of patience and not spend too much. Tauruses are very good at, I think, saving and spending, depending on the day. So keep that in mind. There may be a little bit of frustration in regard to money matters. Maybe you're waiting for a check to come in the mail. Maybe you're waiting for to hear back about a job or some financial opportunity. Do what you can, just relax a little bit. You may also need a little bit of patience in getting somebody to hear you, right? Because this transit, Mars hitting your 2nd, it has to do with your voice. So definitely release the energy in your throat chakra. Maybe sing a song. You actually have Mercury right now transiting your it's transiting your sixth house. So focusing on your process, focusing on your work, focusing on your health, that might be the easiest thing for you to do, Taurus, during this new moon, because you got Mercury in your sixth house sector. So focus on the process and the results will take care of themselves. It's also a good time for you to scheme, maybe a new diet, exercise program. But let's see, Taurus, what you need to know for your new moon in Virgo that is hitting your fifth house. So what does Taurus need to know for the new moon in Virgo? What does Taurus need to know for the new moon in Virgo? What does Taurus need to know for the new moon Virgo? New moon in Virgo. The Magician. What a great card. So the Magician is card number 1. It's the most prime number. And as you can tell, he has all 4 elements at his disposal. He has the wand and the sword and the cup and the pentacle. And essentially, when you have these 4 things, earth, fire, water, and air, that's everything that the whole world is comprised of, right? So anything that you want to create, you utilize those 4 elements. In fact, if you're not creating something or you're having trouble manifesting what you want, chances are one of these elements are not at play, or you're not using the right combination of elements. So, but with the Magician, this is saying, this is a green light. This is like, go ahead, move forward. If there's something big in terms of creativity, especially your creations, creative projects, your children, love affairs, stuff like that, romance, anything 5th house, definitely be the Magician. Like, see what it is that you want, visualize it, and go after it. Definitely go after it. Just again, remember with that Mars energy, if you're in resistance or defensiveness, etc., there might be an easier path where you can flow your creative energy. So keep that in mind, Taurus. And happy new moon in Virgo. It's very friendly to your sign, a fellow earth sign. Gemini, this new moon in Virgo is actually hitting your 4th house. House of home, family, emotional security. I mean, it really is about emotional security, what makes you feel safe and secure. It's about your maternal figure, usually your mom, domesticity, ancestry, and foundation. So this is a new beginning for you in this area. So it's about really developing a stronger sense of self-trust, doing what you can to feel secure, tapping into the energy of the divine mother within. Very important. Imagine if you had this divine mother, this divine maternal influence that was with you every single day, nurturing you, caring for you, making you feel safe and secure and loved, unconditionally loved. That's the energy you want to tap into this new moon. So there may be a little bit of a snag with your 1st house or 1st house issues. Just because you have Mars there and it's making a square to this new moon. So you might want to try a little patience when it comes to your body, your appearance. Maybe you're trying to get into your smaller jeans and you're having trouble dropping a few lbs, or maybe you are seeing something that doesn't really feel good, right? The 1st house has to do with your perspective. Think of the 1st house as almost like glasses that you wear, right? It's like a prism, your 1st house. It is how you come across on a first impression basis, but it's also how you see the world. So if you're having a little bit of trouble or a little bit of an issue in terms of the way you're seeing things, maybe see things differently. That'll be really important. Really, it's all a matter of being patient with yourself during this transit, certainly with your body. Like, don't go all out if you're starting a new exercise regime. Like, the slower you start something, the faster you finish it. You don't want to hurt something. So just keep that in mind. And really, I think with the 1st house, it's all about really seeing things as going more your way. We all have heard of paranoia, right? Where we think everybody's coming to get us. But there's also something called pronoia, in which you believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor. So you may want to make that your perception, Gemini, for this new moon in Virgo. And also that's going to make you feel more emotionally secure, just seeing the world as a friend. So let's see, Gemini, what you need to know for your moon in Virgo. What does Gemini need to know? That's hitting your 4th house. Let's see. I need to know. What does Gemini need to know for the new moon in Virgo? The world! Yay! What a nice card. So this is about integration, right? It's about becoming aware of your limitations and then being able to maximize your creative potential. So you're definitely closing a cycle in your life right now, okay, with the world card. And this is really about integrating, all of your experiences, and it really is like graduation. You feel at one with the universe. You may feel like the world is a friend, which is the meaning of this card, which makes sense, right? Because you're going through this 4th house transit. You're having to change your perspective with your 1st house Mars going on. So you're asserting yourself in the world in a different way, especially with Mars in your sign. So the world is all about success and integration, and really allowing to know, okay, well, here I am. I've reached this almost this graduation type place. And now it's like, but I have so much more work to do. What's next? Because you have to become aware of your limitations in order to maximize your potential. And that's what this is about. So celebrate your successes, Gemini. That's pretty awesome. And definitely have patience with your body. Don't go crazy, Jim. Cancer. So Cancer, this new moon in Virgo is hitting your 3rd house. Be careful with that because we do have Mercury in its shadow entering its retrograde on the 9th. So we got to check and double check things. I think especially with Mercury in its shadow and that Mars square that we have this new moon, definitely be patient with people. Watch your mouth. You can't unring a bell. And that's going to be important for you, Cancer, because you're starting this new air cycle with this 3rd house new moon. So you have a new leaf to turn over in your communications. It may have to do with short trips. Maybe you're going to be planning a nice short trip, a regular short trip to a particular region that you love. It also pertains to a new leaf in how you perceive things, right? But also your siblings and your neighbors. So it's really all about thinking in a new way, Cancer, with your 3rd house transit. And that's going to also change what you do on a regular basis. And you may need to try a little bit of patience when it comes to your subconscious because you have Mars in your 12th. So that's a little bit of a rough placement, right? Because you got Mars, which is a planet of action and initiative and drive, and it's in our subconscious, the most hidden area of our chart, right? So this is a time to try a little patience with yourself, okay? Especially with your subconscious beliefs or paradigms. It's very interesting that you have a new beginning in terms of your thinking, your conscious thinking, 3rd house, but you're going to have a little bit of frustration with your subconscious thinking. So, essentially, you have to get the conscious and the subconscious to be aligned, right? And really what winds up happening when we don't get what we want, we say, okay, I want this new job. I really want this new job. I deserve this new job. But on a subconscious level, right, you might not believe that you're good enough for the job, or you might be afraid of the pressure and responsibility that comes with the job, or even in terms of a relationship. Consciously, you really, really want to be in a relationship, but maybe you have fears of being hurt or fears of being betrayed, so you might sabotage it. So definitely have a little bit of patience with your subconscious this transit, and definitely do what you can to think in a way that is more conducive to your goals, right? I think with Mars in your 12th, you get to really allow yourself to kill off and attack the limiting beliefs. So think about what it is that you want to manifest and how your subconscious beliefs, the old stories that you're telling to yourself, how they might not be advantageous. But let's see what you need to know, Cancer, for your new moon in Virgo that's hitting your 3rd house. Page of Pentacles. Nice. Okay. So the page is the youngster in the Pentacle suit, which has to do with earth stuff. Virgo's an earth sign, so that's really good. So it's about your health, your work, your systems, your processes, your money, your status. Think of all of like the earth houses of the earth sign. So this is about your self-worth, your money, your property, your possessions, your work, health, your day-to-day regime, your processes, and also status, position, honors. And the page is really about a new beginning. So it's almost a matter of you get to actually be this youngster in some kind of new earthy area. So maybe even in terms of relationships, right? Page of Pentacles, like, okay, well, I'm practical, I'm trustworthy, I can show up, I can keep appointments, I can be there for you in terms of relationships, let's say. And with Page of Pentacles in terms of work, maybe you're developing a new trade, or maybe you started a new job. But this is essentially allowing yourself to be in wonder, because that's what the page is doing. Being in wonder of the Pentacles suit, right? So being amazed of like, oh wow, I could buy a house, or oh wow, I could feel really clear. Oh wow, I could be in the best health of my life, whatever, right? But there's a new beginning for you in which you need to take a sort of a childlike enthusiasm toward earthy pursuits this new moon, and that'll serve you quite well. So keep that in mind, Cancer, and happy new moon. So Leo, you'll have your new moon in Virgo hitting your second house of money. Money. That's nice. Leos love money. They love spending money. They're very generous. So with this new moon, you get a new leaf for yourself in regard to possessions, money, material things, your earnings, your expenditures, and also your self-worth. That contains your voice as well, and your values. So maybe you actually have a new beginning in terms of your values. Maybe you're like, yeah, I used to be all about work and success, but now I want to fall in love. Or maybe you're valuing family more, or whatever it might be. You get a new beginning here, and it's really good, especially for financial things, right? However, you may hit a little bit of a snag when it comes to 11th house issues. So you might want to try a little patience when it comes to your hopes, dreams, wishes, your ideals. Maybe you have a big dream and there's a little bit of a frustration there, or maybe because you're going through a second house transit too, that you might not feel like you have the money to make this dream realizable, or your dream is awesome, but it doesn't really pay you. In any case, you can fix this. You just got to have a little bit of patience. You also might need a little bit of patience in terms of your friendships. Maybe your friends are not being there for you as you'd like them to be. Okay, or maybe your community. Maybe you have a group of people that have been not behaving the way you would like. Maybe there's frustration with some kind of group of like-minded people. Or maybe you're frustrated with humanity. Maybe you're like, oh, this world has gone to hell in a handbasket. Well, this too shall pass. If you have frustration in regard to that, just do what you can to have patience with those things. Have patience with your dreams materializing. Okay. We have a lot of aspects this weekend with this new moon that are very much about delays, right? It's about delay and a little bit of frustration, and there are openings, right? In fact, for you, Leo, it might be easiest for you this new moon to focus on third house matters, because you do have Mercury well placed there. So third house matters are about communication, your mindset, your mental processes, your regular activities. So maybe focus there on your day-to-day regime and what you do and how you think. Remember, you always have the power to see things differently. And that, I think, will be very helpful to you. So be patient with those friends and with your dreams and let's see, Leo, what you need to know for your new moon in Virgo, which is hitting your second house. Leo, help me out, Leo. Leo. All right, Leo scope. Now, don't take this the wrong way. All right. This looks worse than it actually is. Way worse. Okay. So it's 3 of Swords, and it looks like it's a heartbreak, but it's not a heartbreak, right? Because the swords are the air element. And you do see a heart there, sure. But what this is saying is that you're thinking about something in some way that is making you feel bad. This is like sorrow. So again, you always have the power to see things differently, especially in terms of second house matters. If a part of you is a little bit sad or depressed or anxious or worrisome or whatever, uncomfortable when it comes to money, you just need to see things in a different way. So the 3 of Swords isn't really bad. It's just a matter of telling you that you can see things in a much more positive way. Remember, whenever you're seeing something that makes you feel bad, right? You're not looking at it through the eyes of Source. So keep that in mind. Don't worry about the 3 of Swords. It's more a matter, again, of an intellectual switch, right? I think especially in terms of your what's going on right now, it's a matter of if you have a dream, that comes with it the built-in prerequisite ability for you to achieve that dream. So there's no need for you to worry about 3 of Swords. Don't worry about it. Just switch your thinking. Thank you, Sin. Leo, you know exactly what I'm saying. Yep, you're picking up what I'm laying down. So keep that in mind, Leo. You'll be all set. And Virgo, happy birthday, Virgo. This is your time. Wonderful Virgo season for you. This new moon, of course, is hitting your first house of identity. So there's a new leaf you're turning over pertaining to your body, your appearance, your temperament, your ego, your focus, your perspective, your consciousness. Again, the first house does have to do with how you come across on a first impression basis. It's the mask that we wear. It's the energy that we project out into the world, but it also has to do with our perception, right? Is the world a friend? Do things always work out for me? Do you know, or do I always get the shitty end of the stick, right? So that's really everything. I always say first house first, because it really comes from you. Everything that you want to experience, it has to take place in the psyche first. So it's a very important transit, Virgo. You may, as ironic as it sounds, just because you're such a hard worker, you may hit a snag when it comes to your career, status, professional life, legacy, leadership, relationship to society, parenting, and really we're talking about the paternal archetype here. So that father archetype, there might be a little bit of an issue or some kind of frustration when it comes to your career. Now, keep in mind that your career is not your job. Astrology job, your day-to-day work, is your 6th house, whereas your career, your reputation, what your legacy is, what you leave behind, is your 10th house. So this is really about your vocation. You know, there might be a little bit of frustration there. Maybe you're wanting to take this next level professionally and you're not getting that promotion you want, or you feel like somebody or something is in your way to landing that next level of success. Likewise, you could have an issue with father or authority figures. Really, if you do, this is an opportunity to really tap into the energy of the divine father, right? So really tapping into that paternal energy and doing whatever it is that you can to be the best divine father you can to yourself, right? And really in doing that, you're going to heal your relationships with other authority, and then you're going to heal your relationship with your career. So have a little bit of patience professionally, tap into the divine father energy. Really, Virgo, there's going to be easy stuff for you when it comes to money. So money might be really easy for you around now with that beautiful Mercury making that nice trine to Mars, but getting to that next rung in the ladder, there might be a little bit of frustration, but this too shall pass. So let's see, Virgo, what you need to know for your very special new moon that is in your sign. Let's see. What does Virgo need to know for the new moon? Virgo, woo, party. Who's got the chips? You got 3 of Cups. So this is really, really nice. So 3 of Cups, it's a celebratory event. You got the three fates there, or the three graces, whatever you wish. And really, it's all about abundance, right? People coming together and celebrating. So you are celebrating. It is your birthday. So it makes sense that you have Three of Cups here. I think the big message here is first house. Maybe allow yourself to adopt the identity of somebody who celebrates a lot, right? You're a celebratory person. You're abundant. You're somebody who, enjoys your emotions and enjoys good feeling emotions. And that's what Three of Cups is about. So I think that also to keep in mind with your first house transit, with Three of Cups, to really recognize all the abundance that will grow. Whatever we focus on grows. So if you can make a gratitude list of all the things that you're grateful for, that's going to really help you bump up the energy of this card within you. And it's ideal for a first house transit. You definitely want to see Three of Cups, because it's a matter of, if you see yourself as somebody who celebrates, if you see yourself as somebody who is abundant, then that's going to become an appearance and manifest it, because we manifest what we subconsciously believe that we are. So make the decision that you are abundant, that there's love and abundance all around you. So keep that in mind. And happy birthday, Virgo. This should be a great new moon for you. Folks, do me a favor and mount the like button. It's time to mount the like, and also to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And if, of course, you're looking for a psychic astrology reading and you want more specificity in regard to this new moon, well, I can do a reading for you. We'll run your chart. We'll look at your cards. The link to my website is in the description below, should you want a reading. Now, Libra, this new moon in Virgo is trying to prepare you for your birthday. You're going to have a solar return soon, and the Virgo new moon is essentially helping you to process all the crap that's in your brain, everything that's happened over this past 6 months. So it's a time to really look at, what are your subconscious beliefs? What are your old paradigms? So you're going to create a new belief system in your bright brain, right? You're going to start thinking about things in a new way, on a subconscious level. So this is about really doing what you can and to train your subconscious into believing you can have what you want. So Libra, a 12th house transit, really, it's a behind the scenes transit. So you may want to take it down a notch socially, spending a little bit of time alone, or spending a little bit more time alone, allowing yourself to process things, sleeping more. Sleeping more is important under a 12th house. You can also utilize this energy to meditate, to visualize. You can do tapping. Like, there's so many things that you can do to train your subconscious. But you may want to spend a little bit more time alone, just so you can process everything, right? Libras have a tendency to be very other person focused. And really, Virgo season is all about purification, in which we are recognizing our faults and how we can improve them. So I think that under the Virgo moon, the Virgo new moon, Libra, a 12th house transit isn't bad. It's going to prepare you for your birthday. So you may need a little bit of patience when it comes to expanding. Maybe you're wanting to really, really grow in your field and you're sort of stuck in this one place. Or maybe you want to further your education, but you're like, oh, geez, I need to, continue to work. Or maybe you want to travel to a foreign land, but there might be some kind of block there. So in any case, you need to have a little bit of patience when it comes to expanding. You're going to be okay, even though it would seem like you want to backpack through Europe right now. Now might not be the time, right? You might need to take a wait and see approach, but don't worry, you will be able to. Also, if you are a writer or you broadcast things, there might be a little bit of patience that you need in regard to that. And it's okay. It's okay, because the big thing is for you, you got Mercury in your sign. So you're in this place right now, and we're able to really develop excellent, strong communication skills. You may want to decide, with Mercury in your sign, how you're going to communicate differently. Remember, you're responsible for 50% of every relationship that you're in. So this is a really great time, Libra, for you to focus on your communication skills. But of course, the most important person you'll ever communicate yourself, which harkens back to our 12th house transit. The 12th house is really our subconscious, which is based on what we say to ourselves. So it's the words we tell ourselves and the pictures that we paint in our heads. So that is like your ace in the hole this new moon. You know, what are you saying to yourself? What words are you affirming? And what pictures are you painting in your head? Are they pretty pictures? So let's see, Libra, what you need to know for your new moon in Virgo. Wands. Okay. So this is really interesting, actually. So the King of Wands, kings are cardinal in the rider deck, and wands are fire. So this is Aries, your opposite sign, Libra. So this is suggesting that you allow yourself to be a little bit more Aries. Aries is all about self-assertion, and the 12th house is about the subconscious. So you can assert yourself however you wish. So think about your goals, right? Where do you want to be in March of 2023, or even short-term goals? Where do you want to be in 2 weeks? That might be fun too, or you can do both. But essentially with King of Wands, this is suggesting that you assert that, right? That you allow yourself to create that personal vision of who it is that you want to be, and then just act like it. We're making ourselves up as we go along, all of us. It might seem as if our personality or that we're the same person all the time, but it's not true. We might be making the same decision over and over again, but we're constantly determining who we are. So King of Wands, tap into your opposite energy. Sometimes they say in order to bypass the challenges or problems with your sign, that it's wise to just become the other sign, your opposite sign, right? So be a little bit more, create a personal vision, Libra, and definitely assert yourself to your subconscious, who you want to be, right? Because what happens is the conscious mind comes up with an idea and it impregnates your subconscious. So definitely impregnate your subconscious with assertions of what you want and who you want to be. Because as Nietzsche would say, that's actually who you are. Whoever you want to be is who you are, or a version of who you are. Scorpio. Whoa, Scorpio, you're lucky. This new moon in Virgo is hitting your 11th house. Hopes, dreams, wishes, ideals, friendships, community, like-minded people, humanity. So you got a new beginning in these areas. Maybe there's a hope or a dream or a wish that's new, and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. Or maybe you've had one for a while and you're like, okay, I'm going to really bring it. I'm going to move forward. Scorpios, I think because they're fixed, they can sometimes have a fear of failure. I mean, they are incredibly ambitious, and they tend to be more successful than the other signs, quite frankly. Certainly more ambitious. I think Scorpio is actually more ambitious than Capricorn, because Capricorn's more risk averse, and Scorpio will just go there, right? They, it's like life or death. Like they're in or they're out. They're pretty deep. So this is a new beginning, Scorpio, in that life area. It could also be a new beginning for your friendships. Maybe you also want to join a new community, or maybe you want to take your connection with your community to that next level, or maybe you feel like nobody gets me. Well, this is an opportunity for you to find like-minded people and to also restore your faith in humanity. Now, you may hit a little bit of a snag in your 8th house. This is the sector of the astrological wheel that your sign rules. The 8th house, it has to do with transformation, sex, death, intimacy, birth, taxes, other people's resources, joint enterprises. So it's where things are a little bit deep and intense. And an 8th house energy, it's very much about the energy of letting go. Like we have to let go when we're dealing with an 8th house transit. So here you may need a little bit of patience when it comes to going through a transition. Maybe something just ended around you, or that something's about to end, or you're really eager for a new beginning. You need to try a little patience with that. So you want to go with the flow under an 8th house transit. You want to remain flexible, and definitely be flexible. There might be a little frustration in one or more of these areas. So be patient and allow yourself to tap into what is easy for you. And really, the easy for you right now is your 12th house, because you got Mercury making a nice trine to Mars, and Mercury's in your 12th. So what that means is you can really utilize this time to train your subconscious to be patient, or you can train your subconscious to help you get what it is that you want, because you do have Mercury in your 12th house. It's going to be easier for you now to focus on your own self-limiting beliefs than combining with other people. Other people right now be a little bit of an issue with that. There might be a little bit of frustration in terms of transition. But again, focus on your subconscious, what you believe you become. And there's a certain ease for you in terms of your subconscious now. So I would go there. Maybe just focus on meditating, feeling good, considering the best case scenarios. So let's see, Scorpio, what you need to know for your new moon. It's hitting your 11th house. What does Scorpio need to know? Okay. Now, don't take this the wrong way at all. Because the 8 of Swords, she can untie herself. Like, she might look like she's, in a hostage situation. And I understand that you might see that. But really, the knot of the rope is behind her back. So she could untie herself and unblindfold herself, but her thoughts are in the way. So Scorpio, this for you is about really realizing how we all do this, right? We paint ourselves into it, right? And it's all not true. Whenever you're seeing things in terms of fear, or you're fearful about something, which clearly she is, you're not seeing things in the right way. It's just not reality. It might seem like a reality, but it's not. So with 8 of Swords, it's really a matter of allowing yourself to make peace of mind your first goal. A lot of Scorpios, because they are so intense, they want to focus on, real world results and how can I get this to happen? And really making peace of mind your first goal is going to make everything else fall into place. So definitely use this new moon to chill out and relax a little bit. Again, there's a certain level of ease with Mercury in your 12th. So use this time to train yourself. If you're seeing things as you being painted in a corner, you can always see things differently, Scorpio. So just keep that in mind. It's not as bad as it seems if you are going through a little bit of a time. It's okay. Everything will be all right. And Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, this new moon in Virgo is hitting your 10th house. So there's a new beginning for you in regard to career status, your professional life, your legacy, your leadership, your relationship to society, parenting. It's really about tapping into the divine father with this energy, right? Healing the energy that you have with your divine father. That will help heal your energy with your own father. Even if it was an amazing relationship, I mean, there has to be there can always be more healing. There can always be more love and less fear. So this is a new beginning for you in terms of your place in the world, how the world sees you. So it might be time to really think about your long-term plans. Where do you want to be professionally? Really a good time to focus on that. And you may need to try a little bit of patience, Sagittarius, when it comes to your relationships. Maybe you are waiting for your guy to pop the question and it's driving you nuts that he hasn't proposed yet. Or maybe you're in a relationship and your partner has just been a fuddy-duddy lately. Or maybe you're having a little bit of an issue with a competitor and they're on your heels. Or it could be an issue with a best friend. And again, it's really about having a little bit of patience now when it comes to your partners. We're all, on our own road, right? We're all the main character of our own story. And I think in terms of partnerships, we can sometimes forget that. We think we're the main character and that we're also the main character of their story. We're not. They are the main character of their own story. So I think that getting that, and also keeping in mind not to take things personally. That I think is a really good thing with Mars transiting your 7th now. And also with Mars transiting your 7th, partners, they might be a little bit more pugnacious than usual. So I think when Mars is in your 7th, it's usually good to acquiesce more than usual. Obviously, don't be a doormat, but pick your, and again, try a little patience. But let's see, Sagittarius, what you need to know about your career for your new moon in Virgo. Woo! Hold on. All right, I'll keep this card in mind. It's a good card. Three of Cups. Good for you, Sag. Let's see. So what does Sag need to know? The new moon in Virgo, 10th house. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. This is a great card to get, okay? So the Queen in the tarot represents the fixed signs, and Pentacles is Earth. So this is the energy of Taurus, right? Taurus, really, and Queen of Pentacles, not very ambitious, to be quite honest. Like, Queen of Pentacles is like Taurus. Like, they want food in the fridge, they want to make sure they have plenty of money in the bank, and they want to feel good physically, right? So they're not terribly ambitious. I think that with Queen of Pentacles, it's a matter of making your life upward ascent against poverty and waste. So it's a matter of utilizing this time, this new moon for you, to just do what you need to do to keep things stabilized, right? So be consistent, show up every single day, but don't feel like you have to go balls out. Quite frankly, I think with Queen of Pentacles, it's more a matter of, again, slow and steady wins the race. It's being consistent. Okay. And that is going to be really what helps you. So I would just keep that in mind. It is a 10th house transit. If you can be consistent and do, a little every single day, I think Sagittarius has a tendency to just go all out, right? They can really put a certain amount of pressure. All Sagittarians, in my experience, they always wait to the last minute. Like, they procrastinate, right? And they need that pressure. That's why I think that they procrastinate. They need that pressure of that deadline, and then they do it. But this is suggesting that you're a little bit more consistent, stable, relax a little bit, and know that what is yours is not going to pass you by. You're going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right, Sagittarius. Let's see, Capricorn. So Capricorn, happy new moon. This new moon is going to be transiting your 9th house, expansion, growth, higher education, philosophy, foreign affairs, publishing, broadcasting, even law. So it's an opportunity for you to grow and expand. You might decide that you want to go back to school, or you may want to expand your mind, broaden your horizons, either by taking a class or going on a trip. But it's a new beginning with you in your expansion, your sense of growth. Likewise, you may want to do something new with a foreign country, or you may want to publish or broadcast something, right? So that is awesome stuff for your 9th house new moon. You want to, if you have anything that you want to publish or broadcast, this is definitely the time to plant the seeds for it. So I would definitely move forward with that. It's a time of really great growth. And remember, learning too. And the more we learn, the more we earn. And we know you Capricorns love to earn things. You may need to have a little bit of patience when it comes to your day-to-day lifestyle. So this is your 6th house. Mars is hitting your 6th. So a little bit of patience when it comes to your health, your wellness, your work, your lifestyle, your habits, your day-to-day routines, processes, coworkers. So there might be a little bit of nonsense going on the work front. Be patient. Maybe into wellness. It's hard for you to add something to your schedule that you want to do because you're so super busy, per usual, Capricorn. So just be a little bit more patient with these matters. Even in terms of your health, maybe you want to get into better health and you're feeling like, oh, it's taking forever. Or maybe your pet. It could even be your pet who won't stop climbing or what have you. But try a little patience when it comes to 6th house matters, and things are going to be way easier for you. There's a little bit more ease for you, actually, during this time, Capricorn, with your career, like climbing up the mountain, with Mercury in Libra, beautifully placed. So maybe focus on career endeavors as well. There is a tie-in between the 9th house and the 10th. So it's all going to be good. Just know that, this is a transitory time, right? It's a transitional sign, Virgo, because we're leaving summer and going into fall. So just keep that in mind, Capricorn. And let's see what you need to know, Cap, for your new moon in Virgo. Temperance. Now, how perfect is this? This actually hard your sixth house, right? Well, sort of. Not astrologically, but the temperance card is about finding the right combination of things to make you well or happy, which temperance is about Sagittarius. It's ruled by Sagittarius, but it really is aligned with that sixth house, the right combination of things to make you well or happy. And this is really about temperance. So, the big thing for you is really about finding what it is that you need to do and do a little bit more of, do a little bit less of. Also, though, I got to say, the temperance card is ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is actually the rule of the ninth house. So it's extremely correlative here. Temperance is really all about expansion and growth and opportunity. Ninth house transit. So you may want to really think about this card, right? It's about finding that mixture, right? So you got the two chalices in his hands. Really what the two chalices are about, one chalice represents like everything that happened in the past, and the other chalice is what happened in the future, what's going to happen in the future. And really, Sagittarius is all about hope. It makes the best of every situation. So all situations are inherently neutral. We assign meaning to them. Like as Shakespeare said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So if you can look at your past as like, oh, wow, my past gave me all the tools I need to create the future I want, and you combine that with your ideals, well, then you have temperance, right? You've tempered, you've combined, you made a very, very valuable combination of things. And that's going to be really great for your ninth house. It's a really good card for you to get, Sagittarius. So find the right combination of things to make you happy. Lay off a little bit, Capricorn, if you're pushing too hard. Just look at your life from an objective standpoint. Be like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this way too much, or I'm doing this too little, or look for where there could be more balance in your life, and that'll serve you well. Aquarius. Well, Aquarius, this is a pretty intense transit for you with your eighth house. Again, check where 4 degrees of Virgo is in your chart. If you are Aquarius rising. But for Aquarians, especially with your solar eighth house, this is a time of letting go. Okay. It's an eighth house transit. It's all about transformation, intimacy, birth, death, taxes, other people's resources, joint enterprises. So you have a new beginning for yourself when it comes to eighth house matters. So maybe you are letting go of the past and you're like, okay, this is my new future. This is the future I want to go into. Or maybe you're turning over a new leaf when it comes to intimacy. Maybe you're experiencing more joy and more pleasure you want to. Or maybe you have a baby on the way. Maybe there's a baby on the way. And if it's a new beginning, there is sort of a letting go, right? Like I always use the example, even if you're moving from like a dungeon to a palace, it's still a death. Like you have to mourn the dungeon in order for you to enjoy the palace. So be flexible, go with the flow. Definitely combine with other people whenever you can. That's going to be really cool for you. It's about really looking at areas in which you're stronger as a 2 than you are a 1. So keep that in mind. Aquarius, you may have a little bit of frustration when it comes to fun. You may want to go on a roller coaster and you're like, oh, I got all this work to do, or my friends aren't around. There's a little bit of patience that's required in fifth house matters. It could be a creative project that's giving you a little bit of a problem. It could be your child if you have children. You got to have a little bit of patience with your kid if you're a parent. Maybe you're having impatience with a lover, right? Or maybe you're a little bit of impatient in regard to romance. So do what you can to just try a little patience. It's easy for you right now in regard to ninth house stuff. So it's all about learning. Maybe spend this time learning more or expanding or growing your mind. And really maybe even publishing or broadcasting, because Mercury in your ninth, which is giving you a lot of blessings in terms of ninth house stuff. So do what you can to really expand and grow during this time, because that's going to be way easier for you than really focusing on the self. I think the fifth house is very much like, it's a very, very personal energy, in the sense that we take things personally, and you don't want to take anything personally, right? And the ninth house will help you do that, to expand and grow. Or the eighth house, rather, will help you to do that. It'll help you to expand and grow, in the sense that you're letting go of things that no longer serve you. And that's a huge aspect of this new moon for you. So let's see what you need to know, Aquarius, for your new moon in Virgo. Page of Pentacles. You got it too. So it's about being practical, right? It's all being, think about this little kid who's all of a sudden like, wow, I have a pentacle. This means that, I can feel really great physically, or I can make a lot of money, or I can develop my values and live a value-oriented lifestyle, or I can get a job I really love, or I could, have a great health routine that makes me feel amazing, or I could achieve a really great status and make a great contribution to the world, right? So it's all about that new blossoming sense of understanding that you can actually make your plans real. So it's the gifts of the pentacle element. I would say that with an eighth house transit, Aquarius, it's really leaning toward it about being about practicality, and really looking for those connections with people in which you can establish trust. In relationships, the Page of Pentacles is all about establishing trust with somebody. You need trust if you're going to, combine your resources with somebody, be it your bank balances or your bodies, right? So it's a time of really developing that sense of trust and enjoying it. I think that Page of Pentacles is great. Right. Yes, you'll catch the replay. You'll be awesome. Don't you worry. So anyway, let's see. We got Pisces. Already we're at Pisces. So Pisces, this new moon in Virgo is hitting your seventh, your house of partnership. So you got a new leaf that you're turning over in terms of your partners, your personal and professional ones. It also rules your consultants, your audience, competitors, deep friendships, a new beginning in this area. So maybe you'll relate to your honey in a better way, or maybe you want a new relationship, right? This is a great time to manifest the man or woman of your dreams. And if you're already in a partnership, it's a new leaf that you're going to get to pull over, turn over, a new leaf, which should be really, really great. You may hit a little bit of a snag, Pisces, in terms of home. Home, family, emotional security, maternal figure, domesticity, ancestry foundation. So maybe you need to have some repairs done for your home, or maybe you're waiting for your house to sell, or maybe there's somebody in your family that's driving you nuts. Your sister-in-law, let's say, or your mother-in-law, what have you. Really, it's about having patience, especially I think with maternal figures. And really, it's an opportunity to smooth out the edges with the divine mother within yourself. That's what's being triggered here on a subconscious level. That maternal figure, right? That archetype, that mother archetype. So heal that, and that's going to help you find the best home. That's going to help you mend fences with family. That's going to help you become more domestic and really create a nice nest for yourself. So focus on the divine mother within, and that's going to help you. In the meantime, get a new beginning in terms of your relationships. That's going to be awesome. So I wonder, maybe you'll double down and find deeper love with your honey, or maybe you'll find a honey during this transit, or maybe you'll tie the knot, you'll make things real. So let's see, Pisces, what you need to know for your new moon in Virgo, 7th house. The devil. Ooh. I wouldn't say this is bad. The devil card is an interesting card, but it's ruled by Saturn, Capricorn. It's ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn, which is real. But this energy is very much about making things real, right? And it actually is like the opposite energy of your fourth house. So the devil is ruled by Capricorn, and it's really about how the world sees you, your place in the world. It's about making things real, right? So with the devil card, I would say this is really about laughing at what bedevils you, like those things that you might be even you have a hang up about, or you're addicted to, or the things that just trip you up. It's about laughing with them. And I think that with the devil card too, it's a matter of being stable in terms of your relationships in light of your seventh house, being that stable person, making plans. As a relationships, you have to wake up every single day with one objective that is similar, you and your partner. I think that is what really helps a relationship. So even if it's a matter of like, okay, you wake up with your partner, maybe both of you have that objective, that goal to make sure that your child really succeeds or has a really great day. Or maybe it's a matter of we're going to get this house in order and it's going to be great, or we're going to sell our house or whatever. But a common objective is going to be helpful. I think with the devil too, don't obsess. Just catch yourself. I think Pisces can get lost at times in their thoughts. So just know when to say when. And again, just like the Eight of Swords that came up for earlier, they're chained. It's an illusion. They're chained to this devil. They can unhook themselves and be great. So keep that in mind. Well, that is about it, folks. For me today here for you with your Tarotscopes, you will be able to catch me live on Monday for this week's astrology. We'll talk all about the astrology for the week. Already we're upon September. So catch me next Monday, or this coming Monday. The link to that is in the description below. And of course, if you're looking for a psychic astrology reading and want to find out what's going on in your chart, I can do that for you. Just check out my website, psychicsun, SUN.com, and the link to that is in the description below. And however, on your way out, folks, please be sure to mount the like button, like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I hope you have a wonderful new moon in Virgo and a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.